What's up, guys? This is Teddy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video we're going to continue working on our identity, and we're going to add some sign-in options. We're going to add a lockout, and we're going to add add the ability to change the password to your account. And the first thing that we have to do is we need to create sign-in options, because by default the identity framework doesn't actually include all this, and you have to pretty much tell the framework sort of like what you want, so to speak. And here the only thing that we have is we only have like our database hooked up, and what we want to do is we want to go in here and we want to add some configuration options. So we're going to go configure, and what we're going to type in as the type is identity options, just like this. And let me make sure that this is working. Okay, so the options that we want, and you can go in here and you can actually see the different types of options. You have lockout options, you have sign-in options, tokens, store options, all different types. And the way that you kind of set your settings is you do it in here. So we're going to go opt, and we're going to go password, and we're going to go required length. Let me see here. And we want the required length to be 5. We don't want it to be too crazy, because we've all had passwords where they are so annoying that I've had passwords that are so strict that I have to sign up for a different service because people have set them so strict that I can't actually fill out the form. So got to make sure you keep things sort of in the middle. You don't want it too simple, you don't want it too complex. Okay, so we're gonna go lockout, and the default lockout time span, let's just say every single time that they have a bad login, we'll say we will lock them out for, let's just do 10 seconds. So we'll go 10 seconds. Then we're going to go opt, we're going to go lockout, we're going to go to our lockout option. And after, let's see, 5 attempts, we are going to lock them out. And then here, we're going to have sign in, required confirm account. And actually, let's, we're going to have to implement this later. So let's just go ahead and put it in here now. So require confirmed account. And I think that's how it's spelled. So we'll go true, and we have a nice configuration set up here. Now what we want to do is we also want to go into our account controller, and we want to put the lockout failure option on here. So for our password sign in async, let's see here, password sign in async lockout failure, and we're going to change this to true. Then we're going to go down here, and if succeeded, else, and I'm trying to think. Okay, so then we could just put another if down here, and we'll go result dot is locked out, because we do have the ability to lock people out now. Just to kind of reiterate that, I've said that like 4 times already, but we'll go down in here, we'll go view, and then we're going to send them to the lockout page. And we can go ahead, and we're in the account controller, so let's go ahead in here, we're going to create a lockout page, and we'll just call this lockout. And nothing fancy, we'll just put a nice little H1 that says you are locked out of account. Please try again in a couple minutes. And that should be it. And that will deter people from abusing stuff, and that will kind of get us in the doorway of preventing people from doing really crazy stuff. But we cannot stop there. The next thing that we want to do, and this is something that you pretty much have to have this, you can't not something, this is mandatory for any app these days, is you're going to have the ability to change passwords if you get locked out of your account. And I actually got locked out of my account, one of my email accounts, trying to make this video, so I actually did utilize it, and it is a nifty thing to have, I will say. So what we want to do is we want to go to our controller, which we're already at, and we want to create this get, and this is going to render our view. Simple as that. Nothing complicated at all. So let me see here. Trying to get a good idea of what is going to be needed, and I'm just gonna go for it. So we're just gonna go here. We're gonna go HTTP get, and we're gonna go public. And because this is not a very heavily trafficked page, we could probably go without async. And then we'll go here, we'll go return view, and we'll do the HTTP get. Then we'll go down here and we will add our view. Very simple. And we'll just call this forgot password. Let me see here. We want just a regular good old razor view. And for a forgot password, the only thing that we're going to need is an email, but I think it's always good when in doubt just to create a view model, and I'm just going to create a view model called forgot password view model. Forgot password view model. Okay. And then here, like I said, the only thing that we're going to be passing in is our required email address. And we'll have these validations up here that's going to make sure that we are, or it's going to provide some type of validation for our view. Then we will have email here. Once again, very simple. And let's go ahead and bring in this model up here. So we're going to go forgot password view model. Okay, looking good. Now what we need to do is we're just going to bring in a nice little H1 up here, and forgot your password. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to have a form that's going to post to our forgot password endpoint. And just for brevity's sake, and just so that you guys don't have to type all this down, you can go to my GitHub, or you could type it down. It is good repetition to kind of type some of this stuff down, but you don't have to, and I probably wouldn't even recommend it because it's just going to be a waste of time, if in my opinion. And if you want to, you can go ahead and type it down, but if you don't want to, it's going to be in my GitHub, and feel free to go get it. It's just Bootstrap and really nothing more than that. Okay, then the next thing that we want to do is we're going to have to start actually creating our post for this file here. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go down to our HTTP post. So HTTP post here. Then we're going to have our public action result and forgot password, just like this. Great. And we're going to go down, and I think we're not going to return any action result because this is a post. What we are going to do is, I think that we're going to have to go create an email first. Let me check something really quick though. So what you want to do is you want to sign up for a service called SendGrid. SendGrid, at one time, I think that Mailjet used to be like the king, but nowadays with Twilio and SendGrid, you get SMS and you can get all types of really crazy features. You get a nice dashboard. You can get like 2,000 emails a day, and SendGrid has all of these email APIs are so powerful. And I would even recommend just learning how to do email in not in the context of identity, just learning how to do email as its own, because you can automate emails, and it's just kind of like Facebook, to where whenever you log in or whenever a user likes a post or something, you can send an email, and that's pretty much how you do it. So go ahead and go to SendGrid.com, and that's what you want to do. And then you're going to go sign in, you're going to go get your API key, and you're going to get your API secret, and you are going to paste it within your app settings JSON. And I'm not going to show you mine, but just remember app secret and API secret, API key, and that's all you really need to know. And I'll show you how to do the rest, but you do need those things. So let's go ahead and make sure we got our forgot password view. And then let's go ahead and see here. Let's go ahead and start working on our email system. So I am going to go in here and start working on the API first, or the app settings JSON. And what you want to do is really easy. So you just go in here, you go SendGrid, then go like this, and you have your API key, just like this. And then this is where you're going to put your API key. You just put your API key in there, and then it does everything for you. And I don't think you even need the secret. Like, I think they give you a secret, but I don't even think you need it. So just put your API key in there. So SendGrid, API key. And then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and here, go to manage NuGet packages, and download the SendGrid NuGet package. And I think I already downloaded it, but I'll download it again. Maybe I didn't. Forgot password. Okay, so I'll get to that here in a second. And now we're going to go into here. We're going to create a services folder. So here we'll go services. And I think there already could be, let me see. I think there's already one in here. I was doing some testing earlier to make sure all of this worked, and those folders are left over. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna go services, and let's go ahead and delete the new folder. I don't know what just happened there. Please don't break. Okay, so went ahead, deleted that, and now we'll go in here and we're going to create a service for our email. So email, we'll just call this SendGrid email, just like this. And let's make a separate folder for our interfaces. I think as this continues, we're going to need a folder for our interfaces. So let's just go ahead and create one right now. So interfaces, and if you notice, like I don't even think we've created one model. Oh, we've created our app user, but we haven't even created one model, and we have gotten a lot done with identity. Imagine that. So we're gonna go here, and what we want to do is create this email sender. So what we want to do first is we need to register the dependency injection within our program CS. So we're going to go in here, we're going to go services, then we're going to go add transient. And if you don't know what add transient is, add transient means that each time the object is created, a new object is created. So that's kind of, and you will get asked that a lot during interview questions. So always be aware of add scoped, add transient, and add singleton, because those are very important. And I don't think I spelled that wrong. SendGrid email. And I'm going to go in here. I'm going to create this. I send email. Just like that. So go inside here, and we're going to inherit this SendGrid email. And let's go into our program CS file in just like that. And we're going to go ahead and bring in both of these because we need to bring in our services and our interfaces. And hopefully that works. Okay, we need that. Okay, add transient cannot be used as a parameter. And I think because we have to implement this. Okay, and now that type checking is going to work. Because if they're not the right type, or if this one is not a part of this one, it's going to give you an error. Okay, and then what we want to do next is we want to give our configuration type checking. And this is sort of a strange concept to understand, but we can just give the connection string, like our default connection with our entity framework. We can just get connection string, but if you have more than one, and if you have more than one type, what you want to do, and this is very common, so I would actually take the time to kind of understand what's going on here, because this is a very common pattern. What you want to do is you want to provide your options within a helper class. And it doesn't, this might not make sense to you right now, but I will show you here in a second. You're basically giving your connections or your options type checking. And once again, it's kind of a strange kind of concept, but all that's going on is we're going to have our string, and then our API key is going to be matched up with this in our app settings JSON. So this API key is going to match up with this. And if you had more than one, so let's just say you had public string, secret, and you had an API secret, you would also put that in here, and this options or this type checking or this class would pluck those values out and put them into your program CS file. And the way that's going to do that, we haven't even hooked that up yet. I'll show you. Is we go in here, we go builder.services, and we go configure. So it's going to be we already did a configure earlier, but this is like a totally different kind. And then we go our auth message sender options, and then we pass in our builder.configuration.get section and SendGrid. And would you look at that? What it's going to do is it's going to pluck that SendGrid value out of our app settings JSON. It's going to apply type checking to it from this class right here. It's basically going to shove all those values into the SendGrid, and then it's going to configure it for us. So like I said, we can just get the connection string just from the builder, but if we want more granularity, I guess you could say, you use this pattern right here. And it's a pretty cool pattern, and you're going to see it a lot. So I would definitely take notice. Okay, so we've got our SendGrid email. Now we need to actually start working on getting this thing built out. So we go in here, and what we want is we're going to go and go into our configurations. Let me see here. So we're just going to go into here, and I think the first one we're going to have is iConfiguration. Let me see here. Let me get my services out. So here, okay, not iConfiguration, we're going to have iOptions. And we're going to pass in our auth message sender options. And we're going to go options just like that. And very common. options pattern, very common, and that's what's going to bring in our API key. And our thing that we did in the program CS file is basically what wires this up and allows it to happen. Okay, so here we're going to go options, and then we're going to pass in options dot accessor. Let me see, just lowercase options, just like this. Then we're going to go value, and that value is going to be what is in there. Great. And also down here, we need to add our prop and auth message sender options. And this is going to be options just like that. And basically what's going to happen is it's going to pass this value up into here. And now we can use this all throughout our app. So we're going to go public. And this is all boilerplate code that I have copied and pasted from SendGrid's actual website. So go ahead and copy this. Don't feel bad about copying it, because once again, I just copied and pasted it in SendGrid. This is like the exact thing that SendGrid gives you. And let's also bring in that logger. We might as well bring in the logger. I thought about not bringing it in, but let's just go ahead, bring her in. Okay, so email sender, SendGrid. And we're going to pass, let me see, email sender, SendGrid, email, and make that lowercase. So go down here, assign the field, underscore that, and bring that down right there so that we can have this. If it does not execute correctly, we will be able to see it. And if we get an API key wrong, it's going to check the API key for us. So if your API key is wrong, it's not going to work. Okay, and now what we want to do is we're going to actually go in, and I'm going to go in later and put my API key now, but I'm not going to do this on the video. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the API key later. So if you're wondering, you know, how do I get the email working, you have to, like I said, you have to go get your API key. Okay, and now we're going to go back to our account controller, and we're actually going to do the forgot password, because that is really what we need right now. Okay, let me see here. So forgot password. What we are going to do is first, let's go as usual. Whenever we're doing a post, we need to make sure that the model state is valid. That's just convention. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, we're going to await, and we're going to bring in our user manager, and then we're going to find by email async, and then we're going to pass in that model. So we're going to go model dot, and we actually need to bring in our forgot password view model, forgot password view model, and let's just call it model. There's no reason to type all that out. Okay, so here, and we're going to go ahead and pass in our email, and that will be step one. So now we need to check if the user is equal to null. So if there is no user for this, we're going to redirect. So we'll go redirect to action, forgot password, and we'll confirmation. We will make this one here in a second. So if there is no user, we're going to do that redirect. And then the next thing that we're going to do, and once again, identity takes care of all this. So we're going to go user manager, and we're going to generate password reset token async user. So if we find a user, what we're going to do is we're going to generate that password token. And you really don't need to know much about it. All you need to know about it is that it's going to email them a callback URL. So we're going to go in here, we're going to go URL, and this is what's basically going to generate a URL for us on the fly, and we can dynamically create this login link. Otherwise, you'd have to do all this on your own, and this would be incredibly difficult. But because we have identity, it's going to do everything for us, and hopefully we don't have to mess around with all that stuff. So next is we're going to go HTTP context. We're going to get our request, and this is going to be the scheme. So let's go down here. Yeah, and this sets the HTTP request scheme. It's a lot of words there. So next thing that we want to do is now we want to bring in our email sender. So this nice little email, SendGrid email thingamajig that we just made. It's probably like the most unprofessional way to possibly describe it. We're going to go in here. We're going to put this interface. You could do the execute, but we don't really even want to make, that one's probably even going to be private. So we can just make this one private, because other outside people aren't going to be, or should not be, using it, because it's a part of that class and we don't want them using it. So now let's go back to our account controller, and then we're going to bring this in through the constructor. We've got a lot of constructors going on here, so we're just going to go in here, I email sender, or I send grid email, I send email, send grid email, just like that. Got a nice little interface. We're going to go up here. We're going to assign that field. As always, make it lowercase. And I really hope this email works, because it locked me out of my account, and the emails are really finicky for some reason. Email or programming emails, like I said, very finicky, and we'll have to see if it works. So I SendGrid email. Okay, reset. And here, let me see here. So we got reset email. We'll call this reset email confirmation. And then we're going to pass in the message. Please reset email by going to this link. And what we're going to do is we're going to make, let's bring this down. Following this link, and we're going to give this an A. Give this an href, and make that a back, and then go callback. So we put in our callback URL right here, and then we go down in here, and we're gonna go link, and give this the link. And that should be it. Also, we need to go down here, and we're going to redirect. Do a nice little redirect. So if this works, forgot password confirmation. We go down here, and of course, if the model state's not valid, we're going to return that view. So forgot password, return view, return redirect. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I need to make this a task because this is async. So we're going to go down here. And that's looking good. The next thing that we need to do is we need to go back up here, and we commented this out. We need to go back and uncomment this. So we're going to go back. And I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Alrighty. So here we go. Okay. Looking good. And I'm trying to think what else that I need. So we need to do the, while we're at it, let's go ahead and do the forgot password confirmation. Just to make sure that we have that view there, because it probably is, it's going to ask for it if everything goes according to plan. So we're going to HTTP get and public action result forgot password confirmation. Go down here, then we're going to return that view. Okay, and we need to create forgot password confirmation. So we're going to go down here, forgot password confirmation, and I think that is spelled correctly. Okay, and then what we want to do is we need to do the H1 for up here, and let me just go back and double check one more time. So user could not be created, so we've got the we're not even worried about the registers. I don't even know why I'm looking at those. So we've got the forgot password. Let's go ahead and just test out the forgot password and see what we got here. Great. So here, okay, and okay, I need to go get my key, and I'm going to bring this over here really quick, and I'm going to paste in my key. And this is kind of what you need to do as well too. So if you're if you had the same issue as I did, remember you got to paste in your key. And here we go. So bring this back over here, and let's go ahead, let's try it again. So we're going in here, going to our login. Forgot your password, I spelled that wrong. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and Starbucks coffee. Check your emails. Let's go in here. Okay, great. Forgot passwords working. So good thing that that works. Let me see here. And I need to, I'm going to send it to this one. So let's just go ahead and see. Okay. And let me see here. Okay. And I'm going to test. I'm just going to test it. It didn't send. It's I've been having issues with this account lately. They keep locking. They think that I'm up to, like, I'm doing crazy stuff, or I'm like up to no good, but I don't really know like what I'm doing to make them think that, but they keep locking me out. So unfortunately, if this thing's locked out, then you guys are kind of on your own. I hate to say that, but sometimes it's just the way it goes, and you'll probably be able to get it anyway. It's just, you know, your path's going to be a little bit different than mine. So we're going to go here, we're going to go forgot password, and I'm going to see what is going on within this right here. So we're going to go Python app tester, and I'm going to see, okay, so user, looks good. Okay, so we're going to go down here, and our API key is working. So then we go, let me see. So we got SendGrid email, options, logger. See if we can get okay, I'm just gonna go step through it one more time. It's saying that it's saying that it's working, but you never know. So we're gonna go down here, we're gonna go down. Gonna go ahead and execute this. And we're sending it to this email. Okay, the status code is false, so it is actually not sending. But unfortunately, like I said, the API key, something about this account, they keep locking me out of it, and I've kind of gotten thus far. I'll probably have to fix it after this video's done, but I'll get it fixed. It's just going to be difficult right now because I already filmed this video, but I'll go back and we'll get it working. But we will stop right there, and then in the next we are going to do reset account. We're going to do account resets, and then we are going to start working on OAuth login. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thank you for watching.